Welcome to Cooper High School for Metro West Conference girls basketball. As the conference leader and #1 ranked team in the state in Class 3A, the Cooper Hawks host the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox. Second meeting of the season between these two teams. Both have had pretty good years. Cooper, I don't think it's a stretch to say this is the best girls basketball team in school history. First year in Class 3A, and they've been ranked #1 for the past month and a half. 19-2 record coming in. Both of those losses were to Class 4A teams that are ranked in the top 10, Hopkins and Centennial. Just a lot to like about this Cooper team. They've got some experience. They're quick. They've got a good variety of weapons on their team. And the first time around, they took it to Benilde pretty good. It was not one of the Red Knights' better games of the season, especially in the second half. They really struggled, and Cooper pulled away and put the Red Knights away by nearly 40 points in that first meeting. However, Benilde's had a team that's improved throughout the year. They're 16-6, and when you look at the teams they've lost to, they've all been very good basketball teams. They definitely feel like they have a chance to make this a much more competitive game and maybe even pull the upset this time around here on Cooper's home floor. Let's look at key individuals to look at, key players for tonight in this contest. Ayana Whitfield leading the Red Knights in scoring, averaging a little over 15 points per game. They're going to need to be efficient offensively tonight. Not turning the ball over is probably as big a key for them as anything in this game. Cooper really feasts on teams that don't handle the ball well and create turnovers and get their offense going based on that. Benilde looking to take care of the ball, maybe slow this game down a little bit. And for Cooper, hard to pick out their key player because they have so many that have contributed this year. But we are going to go with Asia Wheeler for the Hawks. Leads them in scoring, averaging about 14.5 points per game, but it truly is a balanced team, not just in the scoring realm, but also in just the overall ball handling and rebounding and defense. It's a Cooper team that doesn't have one go-to player that is their leading scorer night in and night out. It's a very balanced group. Cooper looking to close the season strong. They'd like to win the conference again, which they certainly have a good opportunity to do. And they also don't want to look past Benilde in the second meeting. The first one, as we said, came maybe a little bit easy, but the Hawks have been challenged a couple times lately, and they know they have to bring their A game. Benilde, meanwhile, hoping to have a near-perfect game and try and pull the upset off here against the Hawks. We'll tip off in a moment here. It's Benilde and Cooper girls basketball coming your way next here on CCX.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
And welcome back here to Cooper High School as the crowd meeting the starting lineups for these two teams as we're down to next week being the end of the regular season in girls basketball. This winter has kind of flown by. It's been a very memorable season so far for Cooper, and Benilde, as we said, has come on and played very well. And these teams are in the same section as well now, with Cooper moving down to Class 3A from Class 4A. Here is a look at the starters for Bob Lyons and the Red Knights, as they start out with Ayana Whitfield, the 5'6 junior, also Hannah Nichols, a 5'9 senior, Cheyenne Carter, 5'6 junior, Olivia Chudy Williams, a 5'7 junior, and Izzy Fleming, a 5'10 junior for the Red Knights. They are 6-4 in conference play, and the starting lineup for Kiara Buford and the Cooper Hawks tonight: Asia Wheeler, the 5'7 junior, along with Jada Buford, the 5'7 senior, T.T. Longs, a 5'6 senior, Kiara Wheeler, a 5'10 freshman, and another freshman, Andrea Tribble, at the other guard spot for Cooper. They are without Ju Gaston, who has been out with a concussion, one of their key players. They are expecting and hoping that she might be cleared by the end of this week to come back and play that last week of the regular season and to be available for playoffs. And certainly they're looking forward to getting her back, and a good balanced team, and just another weapon to have when they get Gaston back into the lineup. Cooper generally a man-to-man team, and they switched and played a lot of zone in the second half against Benilde and really shut the Red Knights down in that first meeting. So we might see a little bit of that from them tonight as well. It'll be Fleming to jump it up against Kiara Wheeler here for Cooper. And we are ready to roll. And let's see, we might re-jump this one, or is it going to be a violation against Benilde? Yes, as the center jumper Fleming ended up grabbing that ball. Jump balls are tough. Even good officials, it's tough to get that real accurate throw. Benilde coming out in the zone here to start things out. Across it comes, and Asia Wheeler airball to start things out. Cooper will come with a little bit of pressure now. No, they're going to drop off here and match up as Whitfield gets it into the front court. Nice little pick and roll, and there's the layup, good for Olivia Williams, or Judy Williams, getting the bucket there for the Red Knights, and they take a 2-0 lead. Certainly most teams, and Benilde no different, wanting to make Cooper shoot from the outside. Cooper definitely has some shooters that can knock him down, but they're so quick and so good at penetrating that's probably their biggest strength. There's Wheeler missing, but gets her own rebound, and that is really her strength on the offensive boards, and she hurt Benilde the first time around on the offensive glass. So 2-2 game. Kiara Wheeler, outstanding inside player as a freshman, and obviously Cooper doesn't really have a lot of size overall. They've got a player or two off the bench that are about Kiara's size or a little bit smaller, but not a real big team. They're more of a guard-oriented attack, but certainly helps to have the younger Wheeler able to have some strength inside. Dumped in for Williams. Kiara Wheeler got a hand on it and then passed back out. Cooper zoning it as well. They go back inside. A little up fake by Williams, but missed it. And she's able to track it down, but saved it right to Jada Buford. Buford, the sister of the Hawks head coach, goes up and lays it in. Wasn't a lot of room to get by there. Looked a little awkward, but stayed under control and gets the layup to go, and it's 4-2 Hawks. Drive to the basket here by Whitfield, but denied by Kiara Wheeler, and here comes Tribble. And too hard there as she tried to avoid the charge. A battle for it on the ground. Long's getting it over to Asia Wheeler, and her layup is good. So 3 different Hawks have scored. They lead at 6-2 here in the early going. Cooper zoning it here as Coach Buford just kind of smiled when I said, are we going to see that again tonight, when she said that they had to use the zone pretty effectively against Benilde the first time around. Another look at this one, the scramble off the floor, and a good job by TT Longs. Just kind of handed it over to Asia Wheeler, and she scores it. Ginny Lyons, number 1, reporting in for Benilde, the daughter of Bob Lyons, the Red Knights head coach. So we've got a younger sister of the coach for Cooper playing, and the daughter of the Benilde coach playing in this game. Benilde packing it back in, trying to take away that drive. Trying to slow the game down too. There's no doubt that that's what most teams are going to try and do against Cooper, as Tribble drove and penetrated, and then the pass lost. Red Knights looking to run it a little bit. Lions will stop and fire. No good. Out of bounds last touch by Buford. She felt like she was pushed a little bit from behind there by Hannah Nichols, but official did not see it that way, so it will be Red Knights basketball underneath. They've scored just the 1 hoop so far on the pick and roll to Williams. Lions bringing it back out top. Cooper kind of disguising it. Looked like at first like they were going to be playing man-to-man, but then you can see when a cutter goes through, they just let her go. So there's a pass deflected by Tribble, but the Red Knights get it back. Nice dump down inside, and the layup is good for Fleming. Good rotation there by Benilde, and assist from Nichols, and Fleming gets it to drop, so it's a 2-point game. Buford firing. And that one in and out. There's Wheeler for the rebound and was fouled. Kind of a late call, but might have been the right one as she grabs it. There you get a look at the nice pass down to the baseline, and then cutting free was Fleming. Williams will pick up the foul. Kiara Wheeler to the free throw line, and no good on the first one. Whitfield will check back in now for Benilde. And Wheeler misses a pair. So the Hawks come up empty on that trip. Benilde a chance to tie here or go ahead with a 3 as they come up court. I think they've succeeded in, at least so far, we're obviously very early, but succeeded in getting the tempo a little bit more to their liking. Cooper would really like it up and down more. Williams shooting and banks it in for 3. Not sure if she called glass on that one. I don't think so, but that's okay. 7-6. Red Knights take the lead. Long swings it over. Buford, and she was fouled as Nichols will be called for the block. Another look at this one, and I don't really think she was intending to bank this one, and I think my suspicion was confirmed by on the way back up court when we had a shot of her. She was smiling a little bit there, but they count just the same. Buford swinging it across to Longs, and now Wheeler. Tribble looked inside. Kind of interesting. Here's Buford shooting it up again. No. Kiara Wheeler, another offensive rebound. That one dropped. There's Longs underneath. Gets it back out. Tribble with a nice drive. Oh, and the layup wouldn't go. Strong move with the left hand, but just wouldn't roll in. It's interesting. They've got Longs playing like at a high post position and playing some inside. Not very big, but almost a travel there. But Nichols got the pass back out. Williams will shoot it up again and gets the bounce this time. Another 3-pointer. Boy, Williams is living right tonight. Banked that previous one in. That one went high off the back of the iron, then off the backboard and drops in. So 10-6 Benilde. Tribble way across. Asia Wheeler. Nice little drive and finishes strong with the layup. Did a good job of slowing herself down. She went quick and then slowed into the shot. And Cooper's to within 2 at 10-8. Benilde doing a pretty good job of spacing the floor so far. Cooper really likes to get up in the passing lane a lot of times, and obviously tonight they're laying back a little bit, playing some zone. Benilde hurt them with some pick and roll stuff early in that first meeting, it sounded like, over at Benilde. Dribble picked up here. Now they go to Williams down low, looking to attack against Kiara Wheeler. Reverse layup is good. And Tootie Williams is on fire here for the Red Knights. They lead at 12-8. Hitting a couple of long ones, and that time drove it hard at the baseline and gets the reverse layup to drop. Dumped inside, but too high for Kiara Wheeler, and here come the Red Knights. Whitfield handling. Cooper has gone straight man-to-man now, it looks like. Last couple possessions. And Benilde really getting into that screen roll game here. Whitfield open for a look, and that is good for 3 as Cooper got a little bit caught up in the screens. And Coach Buford wants a timeout on the Cooper sideline. Excellent start on the road here for Benilde as they lead at 15-8. Look at this strong drive. Just wasn't going to take no for an answer there. And Wheeler didn't quite get over to cut off the baseline. And then Whitfield open for a look at a 3. Buford a little bit late getting out there. So a 15-8 Benilde lead. And even though, as you look at Coach Buford there, even though, you know that you talk to your kids about Benilde being better team maybe than the first time around. It's always in the back of your head, you win a game by that many points the first time that okay, maybe we got this one and things like that. And Benilde's come out and played solid here as the Red Knights doing a nice job. You see Bob Lyons, 22nd year as head coach for BSM. And they've had some real good teams, and then they've had other times, it's not been easy, obviously, for any team to keep it going all the time. But they've had a nice season this year so far. And, boy, a win tonight would be huge for Benilde. They've got a 7-point lead right now, but Cooper, a team that can put points together in a hurry. And they are a team that is tough to keep under wraps all night. Back out high here. Carter with it. Whitfield keeps that ball moving. Buford did a nice job that time getting over that screen to not allow that pass on the cut. And then taken away here by Longs. Just reached out and grabbed it as the ball was exposed. And the layup is good. T.T. Longs. And that's what Cooper's good at, a steal and then a layup. They're good at a lot of things, but that's one of the things that really fuels them normally. So they are to within 15-10. Lions around that pick, and now Whitfield coming out to get it, looking to drive it on Buford. And we're going to get a foul, I believe, on Jada Buford. That time she jumped out to respect that three-point shot after Whitfield hit one earlier and getting her hand on the dribbler a little bit. It's just the first foul on Buford and first on the Hawks, and Benilde's only picked up a couple as well so far here, so that part has been a pretty clean game up to this point. Here's Lyons shooting it off the inbound, no good. Jada Buford boards and turns it up court. Looks for Asia Wheeler for three, and that one's short, but rebounded by Tribble. She goes to the hoop and scores it. All five starters have scored now for Cooper, and they're to within 15-12. Tribble's really come in and been a contributor this year. Played mostly JV last year, a little bit of varsity too, and has done well. And here she gets a steal. Tribble runs it down, picks it up, gets the layup, and scores it. And Cooper battling right back to within a point now as they have put together a little run, the 6 in a row, after Benilde had taken a 7-point lead. Carter to the middle, will kick it back out. Now Whitfield, a nice drive. Dishing it over there to Izzy Fleming. And we get a foul call. Asia Wheeler on the reach in there. Thought she saw an opportunity to poke that ball free and got a little bit of body instead. So be her first as Williams comes back in for Benilde, and also subbing in for the Red Knights is Madison Johnson, number 20. She is a junior. Shot won't go. Williams had her hands on the rebound briefly, but Tribble comes out of there with it for Cooper. Spins her way. Now back, Asia Wheeler. Nice dish, and there's Longs for the layup. Good offense by the Hawks, and they go back in front now, 16-15. Johnson to the baseline. Buford got a piece of that. And Tribble, though, falls coming out of there. So Benilde will get it right back. Johnson turns and shoots, no good. Asia Wheeler the rebound. Looking to push it up court, and then it just bounces over to Longs. Here's Tribble shooting a three, and that's good. They had Tribble 7 points, and now it's Benilde's turn to need a timeout as Cooper showing why they've won 19 games here, coming up with a nice flurry, and they get the ball back up court.
Timeout, Benilde, 30-second timeout.
Yeah, Cooper really does a nice job too. I mean, yeah, they push the ball up court, but they get shooters set up. They get to their spots. They run a pretty nice break and also have some shooters that can knock it down. And obviously that's an important thing to have as well. Have some perimeter shooters kind of fan out and be ready to take a shot there, and that's exactly what we saw with Tribble. So the freshman Tribble has scored 7 points here recently, all of them, and it's 19-15 Cooper.
Entering the game for the Red Knights, it's number 23, Hannah Nichols.
Nichols will come back into the lineup for Benilde. It doesn't sound like they, generally play a ton of players. And there's a pass stolen by Wheeler. Williams trying to get it back, and Wheeler ends up with it. Wheeler to Longs, layup is good. Wheeler stayed with it after she kind of had the initial steal, and it wound up back with Williams. And Cooper now starting to roll as they go up 21-15. Benilde has had some trouble with turnovers of late. Whitfield comes out to get it, calling out a set here for the Red Knights. Whitfield cut off. Cooper, they're aggressive defensively and they're quick, but they also are pretty solid positionally defensively. It isn't just a lot of gambling. They do a good job of moving their feet defensively. Johnson's pass, looked like it might have been kicked there, but now a tie-up. Held ball will go Benilde's way. And coming in now for Cooper is Kiara Coops. Kind of a good name to have when you play for Cooper High School, right? Is Coops, a 5'8" senior. Comes in and plays that spot that Kara Wheeler plays, and then we get a foul away from the ball. It's going to be a hold against Tribble of Cooper. She was trying to, keep Whitfield from cutting, and they got tangled up a little bit. That's probably a foul you don't really want, but sometimes that happens. Tried to dump it inside. Aja Wheeler bats it away, and Buford up with it. Tribble. Back out. Buford's going to let it fly, but that's one short and rebounded by Fleming. Buford's had a little trouble getting things going tonight with her shot, but one of their better shooters. .550 to play here, first half. Benilde had surged into the lead 15-8, but Cooper on a 13-0 run. Back in front by 6. Cooper, if you're just joining us, ranked number 1 in the state in Class 3A. They are new to 3A this year. They've been in Class 4A. And I thought it was kind of cool that, voters recognized pretty early in the season how good of a team this Cooper team might be. And they've played a pretty tough schedule as well. And we said they only 2 losses, both to top 10 teams in 4A. So they have stayed number 1 even after taking a couple of losses, which is typical in most of the lower classes. You're going to see some teams that have played some higher class teams and generally not penalized for that in the rankings. Rankings are just something fun to talk about. They don't have any bearing on the playoffs or anything like that. But Wheeler comes up with it after Whitfield got her hand on it. Aja Wheeler dumping it down low. Longs back out. Nice job by Whitfield to get over there and gets the steal. Good hustle defensively there by Whitfield. And we will get a foul call against Cooper as Fleming made the pass. Another look. Watch, Whitfield goes over, gets a piece of it, and then kind of bump Buford out of the way a little bit, but she was just being aggressive.
4th team foul.
Coops picking up that foul. 4th team foul against Cooper. Fleming inbounding here for the Red Knights, and obviously they need to get their offense going a little bit again. They've turned the ball over some and haven't been able to knock down shots for quite some time here after surging into that lead. Back out to Williams, who had the hot hand earlier. She has 10 of their points. Williams came into the game averaging about 4.5 and already has 10 here in the first half. Whitfield will shoot it here for the Red Knights, and that one is good for 3. Whitfield's second 3. They've made 4 3-pointers so far, and that's kind of helping to keep them in this one. Now down just 3 at 21-18. Into the game for Cooper is Sierra Lynch, number 23. Lynch with it here, out to Buford. Long distance 3, and it is good. Jada Buford, a shooter, and she's going to keep shooting. She missed a few early, but knocks that one down, and it's a 6-point lead for Cooper. Back cut here by Fleming, and almost tied up, but not quite. And then Lyons had her shot blocked by Asia Wheeler. Here come the Hawks. Wheeler to Buford. Stops, and that one off target. Defender got there quicker than she expected, I think. Williams to the floor and gets it away. Carter into the front court here for Benilde. Fleming setting the screen. Whitfield from 15. It's in and out. Fleming kept it alive, and now we get a tie-up. And held ball will go to Benilde. Another look at Buford. Long distance 3, but stepped into that one. Nice footwork. So Carter will inbound here for BSM. Having a little trouble finding somebody. Now does get it in. Lyons comes out to get it on the wing. Now Williams. Whitfield thought about it. Now passes it. Keep it moving here. Batted away briefly by Wheeler, but recovered by Carter. 2:30 to go here in the first half. Cooper leading it by 6. But the pace probably a little more to Benilde's liking. So far shaping up as a pretty low scoring first half. Whitfield stops and fires a 3, no good, but tracked down by Carter. And her shot short on the rim and rebounded by Lynch. Red Knights get back pretty well that time. Now inside, here's Kiara Wheeler, turning and shooting, no good, but Coops rebounds. Asia Wheeler with the drive and was fouled and will shoot 2 free throws. I believe it'll be Williams who came over with the help D and gets the foul. Yep, right there, Williams bumping into her with the body. And so the second on Tootie Williams, and Wheeler to the free throw line. Free throw is right on the money, so 5 points now for Asia Wheeler, and it's 25-18. Second one also good, so Cooper now 2 out of 4 at the line as a team. Benilde has not shot a free throw yet. Tribble checking back in here for Cooper, so they go up by 8. Benilde has only scored 3 points in about the last 10 plus minutes after surging into the lead. Carter around to Whitfield. Minute and a half to go now in the half. Benilde continuing to work the ball around. Oh, and Lynch will be called for the reach in there. First foul on Sierra Lynch. Ball knocked free, so no double dribble. Then it was blocked as Fleming had an adventurous trip to the lane there, but got it back out. Under a minute to play now as Whitfield handling it against Tribble. They kind of clear out and let Whitfield drive, and she's able to draw the foul. Be the second on Tribble. And team foul number 6 on Cooper. Benilde really kind of inverted, pulled everybody out, and that left Whitfield quite a bit of space to drive that ball to the baseline. If you're a good offensive player and you got half the court to work with, you are gonna look to attack there, and that's what Whitfield did, although she misses the free throw. Buford will come in and Tribble back out, I think mainly because that was her second foul. Obviously not a panic time yet, but you'd like to get her to the half with still just 2 and not try and pick up that third foul. Whitfield gets 1 out of 2 at the line. So it's a 7-point game, 50 seconds to go here in this first half. Dumped into Kara Wheeler. She goes to the hoop, no good. And gonna be called for coming over the back, it looks like. Yeah, Wheeler will pick up the foul, her first, but it will mean free throws at the other end as Benilde's into the bonus here.
That's her first and 7th team foul. Shooting the 1-on-1 bonus.
Hannah Nichols to the free throw line here for the Red Knights. And bounces around and out, and Coops rebounds. Long's looking to push it up court. Now Buford. Long's way back across to Buford. No real indication that they're looking to hold for one here. They seem to be in the regular offense. Down low, Kiara Wheeler turns and scores. Nice hoop for Wheeler there. And it's 28-19, under 15 to go as Benilde. Looks like they'll have a last shot here. Back out, Fleming will shoot. It was partially blocked. Then the rebound try. Not sure, that might have been in time, but Carter unable to get it to drop. And so we reach halftime here at Cooper High School. The first one was blocked and everybody kind of quit playing, and then Carter flipped it up. It might have been too late anyway, but it would have been close. But she's not able to finish it. So Cooper leading it by a score of 28-19 as we get to halftime of tonight's Metro West Conference girls basketball game. We'll have first half highlights and more coming up here on CCX Sports.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
And welcome back here to Cooper as the Hawks lead Benilde 28-19 at the halftime of our girls game here. Some Armstrong Cooper youth players out there. Free throw contest here at halftime as we check out some first half highlights. Actually a pretty good start to this one for Benilde, and Judy Williams was hot early, banking one in for a three, and then shooting another three, and this time getting the bounce off the rim and then backboard and in. And then a nice drive down the baseline as she was definitely their offense in this first half. And then Whitfield coming up with a couple of three-point makes as well for the Red Knights. There's one and then there's the second. So those two have had pretty much all the offense. But Cooper then really surged after Benilde had gone up 15-8. TT Long's a takeaway and drives all the way and finishes that one. Then a really nice pass there from Asia Wheeler to Longs. Able to get the layup to go right there. And then Wheeler sticking with this one, got it over to Long. So those all three of her buckets right there for Cooper. Buford started slow shooting, but able to get that three-pointer to drop. So he had a couple of buckets, one of them from beyond the arc. And you see the first half scoring as Williams and Whitfield have done most of it for BSM. Tribble with 7, Wheeler with 6, and Longs with 6 to lead the Hawks. We'll come back with more basketball here from Cooper as we take a look at our Metro West Conference standings. Cooper, the defending champion, and trying to do it again as they have a 10-0 record coming into this one here tonight. They do have one more game left against Chanhassen. And you see Benilde in a tie for third place. 28-19, Cooper our score. We will be right back here to New Hope in just a moment.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back here to Cooper as we continue with our Metro West Conference girls basketball. Hawks leading at 28-19. Kind of an interesting first half, really a game of runs there as the Red Knights put together a little spurt and went up by a 15-8 score. And then it was Cooper kind of taking it over a little bit later in the half as they end up taking that 9-point lead into halftime. So it'll be interesting to see how things come out to begin the second half. Cooper started this one out in a little bit of a zone because they had good success against Benilde the first time around with that after the Red Knights had hurt them a little bit with some of their pick and roll game. But I think Cooper feeling like, you know, it was allowing Benilde a little bit too easy of time of slowing the game down. They wanted to get up, put a little bit more pressure on the ball, so they went and played what is their normal defense, man-to-man, for much of that first half. Longs will inbound it here for the Hawks. Tribble driving in and now goes to Asia Wheeler. Here's Longs. Red Knights have stayed in a 2-3 zone, kind of matching up out along the perimeter with the dribbler a little bit, but lobbed inside. Longs back out to Buford, and now Asia Wheeler with an open look, and it is good for three. Great rotation there for the Hawks. They kept the ball moving, got the defense a little out of position, and Wheeler able to bury it, so 31-19. Whitfield flashes free, and she scores. That's a two-pointer. Her first two-point basket after a couple of threes in the first half. And BSM's to within 10 now. Dumped inside. Kara Wheeler had a shot herself, but she gave it up to Longs. No good. Longs then winds up with the rebound after Wheeler tipped it to her. Maybe a little too unselfish here for Wheeler. She had a pretty good open look herself. But that's been a good key for this Cooper team this year. They share the ball well. Buford across to Tribble on the drive. Left-hand shot, no good. Kara Wheeler, the rebound, scores, and a foul. And Bob Lyons, the Red Knights coach, said this was one thing that really hurt them in the first meeting was Cooper on the offensive glass, specifically Kara Wheeler on the offensive glass, as that's probably her biggest strength as a player. Just seems to have a knack for getting to the ball. Scored the hoop, and she'll shoot a free throw here. And that was also the third foul on Williams. And free throw is short. So it'll stay a 12-point game. Williams, the only, our first player with 3 fouls on either team, was a pretty foul-free first half for the most part. Nice back screen there, and the layup is good as Fleming able to get free. Red Knights running a nice set that time, and the help defense didn't get there, so 33-23. Wheeler dumping it inside. Kiara Wheeler goes to the left hand and scores. She got good deep post position. And remember, Williams has 3 fouls too. She really couldn't afford to foul there. And I have a feeling they might be going back to that again and again if you're Cooper now and trying to get Williams into even greater foul trouble. And we're going to have an illegal screen, and that may be on Williams. Oh, it is. So she will go to the bench. As there you saw, she was set up, but then just stuck her hip or backside out farther to try and make sure she picked off the defender there. And so it looked like a pretty decent call there. That's her 4th foul, unfortunately, though, for Benilde. They go back inside. Kiara Wheeler. Back out. Asia Wheeler shooting. That one is off target and rebounded by Nichols on a nice block out. Whitfield back out to Carter. And now Whitfield. Knocked free from Lyons, who came back in at that last stoppage. Here's Whitfield for a 3. Won't go. Nice offensive rebound by Nichols. And then a takeaway, though, by Longs. And Cooper looking to push it up. Asia Wheeler driving it in, was tied up. And it will be Benilde basketball. They did a nice job of converging. Wheeler thought she saw an opening to just attack, and not a bad idea at all, but pretty good job by Benilde just to get their hands in on top of the ball there. Carter with Tribble defending her. And they look for that back screen again, and it works to perfection one more time. Layup good by Fleming. And that's something, Cooper, you need to get that one sorted out. It's back to a 10-point lead now for the Hawks. Buford to Longs. Jada Buford putting it on the deck. Drives to the hoop, no good. There's Wheeler on the glass, had a block. Gets it back again, scores, and a foul. Wheeler relentless inside. The first one got blocked, but it didn't bother her. You see right there, just kind of put it into the arms of the Red Knights player, but then just kept with it and able to finish. And Izzy Fleming will pick up the foul, and Kiara Wheeler to the free throw line here. Last time around, left it short, but this time right on the money. She has 7 quick points in this half already, 11 for the game, and Cooper's lead is 13. Lyons dribbling it over to the right side. Nichols setting the screen for Carter. Almost lost it. To the corner, Whitfield, a nice shot fake. Drives and was fouled. Shot won't drop, but she will head to the free throw line as Longs will be called. I can see why she kind of went for that shot fake a little. It was a nice one. And Longs just got caught behind her a little bit. And Whitfield would have liked to see that one go in for a 3-point play chance, but instead we'll get 2 free throws here, and the first one is good. She has 10 points now. She joins Williams in double figures. Be interesting to see how long they sit Williams. They got 4 fouls pretty early in the second half here. Whitfield makes a pair, and the Cooper lead is trimmed to 11 now at 38-27. Buford looking inside. Kiara Wheeler blocked. No, just blocked and out of bounds. Not a foul. I think Carter thought, like I did, that they were signaling foul, but nope, just out of bounds. Buford will inbound here for Cooper. Seems as though they've maybe made a point to go inside more in this half. There's a nice pass from Longs. Kiara Wheeler, no good. Got it back, no good. And then Long's able to tie Carter up. No, we're going to have a foul call. I think one official had tie up, but the other said a foul on Longs. So it will be Benilde basketball in the backcourt. I was saying Coach Buford and her staff, it looked like maybe said we need to punch the ball inside a little bit more. They've really looked for Wheeler a lot early in the second half. Drive to the bucket here. Wheeler with the block on the attempt by Fleming. Back into Fleming here. Looks to go up and under. No good. Buford the rebound. Buford driving it against Whitfield. No good. A battle for it. Longs puts it up. No good. And then taken out of there by Lyons for Benilde. And knocked away and stolen. Asia Wheeler to the hoop. No good, knocked out of bounds by the Red Knights, so it'll stay Cooper basketball. Flurry back and forth here. There you see Wheeler not giving up there and just stayed with it and finally knocked it loose, but then she got pressured on the layup. Here's Buford down the lane and scores. Jada Buford the layup, timeout Benilde, and a 13-point lead again now for Cooper. See Buford here, shot fake and just a strong drive. Goes around the second defender and lays it up and in. Obviously, she's kind of a player that you play for the shot because she likes to shoot the ball from deep, but showing good ability to drive it too right there and finishing strong. So 40-27 Hawks lead. Busy week for Cooper here as they've got a couple more home games. They got South coming here, Minneapolis South on Thursday night. And then Chanhassen will come here on Friday night. Chanhassen, second place team right now. The Hawks did beat them the first time by 9 over at Chanhassen just on the 7th because that game was postponed originally. And so that's kind of their biggest remaining challenge in the conference. Chanhassen's a team that's defeated Benilde twice. And as I said, hanging in there at second right now. So definitely a big one Friday night for Cooper and then South as well on Thursday. So a challenging week here for the Hawks. And then after that, just 2 more ball games until playoff time where they're getting ready for playing Section 6 of 3A where Benilde and Waconia seem to be the other teams with the best records. And those two figure to be seeding in the top 3 along with Cooper. Right now the Hawks, I think, would be a pretty clear-cut number 1. Buford pressuring the ball there. Red Knights swing it around to Whitfield. Lions back across. Fleming's going to shoot that 3. It's in and out. Carter and Buford battle, and Buford wins that battle. Jada Buford stops and pops in and out, but guess who? Kiara Wheeler there on the offensive glass. She does a nice job of finding the ball and just goes up and gets it. 42-27 Cooper lead. $11:15 to go here in the second half. Cooper led it at halftime by 9. They're now up 15. And let's see, did anybody tip that? No, just out of bounds. And it will be Cooper basketball. You saw Benilde start to turn the ball over a little bit later in that first half, too. Arthel Massaquoi Jr. coming in now, number 45 for Cooper. Dribble in the corner and goes into Massaquoi. Kiara Wheeler goes over to the other side to Longs, and the layup is good. Wow, just about everybody on the team touched the ball right there. They kept it moving. Cooper's up 17, and you're really seeing why this is a team that looks like they might win their 20th game tonight. Baseline drive and then kicked over. Ball juggled. And then Carter's pass too high. Whitfield able to save it, though, and she shoots the 3, and it is good. Whitfield knocks down the 3. Normally, you wouldn't think in that type of situation when you run to save a ball that that's a favorable shooting situation, but she got her feet set and able to put it away. Back across, Asia Wheeler giving it to Massaquoi. Strong post move there, wouldn't go. Kiara Wheeler got it back and will shoot free throws as she was fouled. Boy, they've just had a heck of a time keeping her off the offensive boards. And I guess if it makes you feel any better, Benilde players, pretty much every team Cooper's played this year has said the same thing. Wow, how does she keep getting all these offensive rebounds on us? Wheeler just relentless. Free throw is good. That foul, by the way, was on Carter. Subs coming in now for Benilde. as Sophie Coleman will check in. Second free throw also good. Kara Wheeler's had a great second half here for the Hawks, and they go up by 16. Johnson back in as well for Benilde. I think coach could sense they were getting a little tired. Gonna be a foul call on the drive there as Madison Johnson took it toward the hoop. That'll be on Massaquoi, her first. Trying to dump it inside, but not a great angle there. Williams has come back in with those 4 fouls now for Benilde. Long shot off the bottom of the backboard, and then Wheeler not able to get it to drop. Coleman coming away with it for BSM to Whitfield. And she will stop and fire that 3, no good. Longs wins the fight for the rebound. Dribble, thought about it right away, but kept the dribble. Here's Wheeler stepping in and knocking down the short jumper there. Wheeler's had an efficient game, 11 points for her, and it's an 18-point lead. Benilde feeling this one start to get away a little bit. Whitfield. Into traffic there, and Johnson has her shot blocked, and then we get a foul on the way out against the Red Knights. It will be on Madison Johnson. Team foul number 5 on the Red Knights, so a couple more, and Cooper will be shooting. Benilde, a lot of teams against Cooper have this happen where you feel like you're hanging in there, and then all of a sudden, no, you're not quite there anymore as they've put together a little flurry, get a few steals. Inside, Kara Wheeler trying to go to Massaquoi. It was tipped, though, and ultimately stolen by Cheyenne Carter. Carter drives and kicks it over to Coleman. Here's Williams, who had the hot hand in the first half, but then has had to sit for a while with foul trouble. Wheeler trying to tie her up, and I think we're going to have a foul call on Asia Wheeler there. It'll be her second. And Lynch will come back into the game now for Cooper. And Asia Wheeler will check out. Not a bad idea by Wheeler, but just got some arm along with the basketball as she tried to tie her up there. And that pass, Carter was starting to go set a screen, and Nichols threw it to her and out of bounds. And, I thought early on Benilde did a pretty good job of not having plays like that, but they've just kind of been worn down a little bit here and starting to have some turnovers, a little careless. Dribble down to Longs, but into too much traffic, and they get to steal. Here comes Williams leading the break. And underneath the basket too far there was Johnson. And now Cooper coming back the other way with Longs. Benilde gets back, so Longs circles back out and then throws a poor pass there that Williams takes. Johnson over for Coleman, and it's going to be out of bounds off Cooper. It will stay with Benilde-St. Margaret. Both teams getting a little bit sloppy there. Carter will inbound here for the Red Knights. Johnson with it out on the wing. Here's Williams looking to drive it, and the layup is good. Judy Williams, first basket of the second half. She has 12 for the game, and it is a 16-point lead now for Cooper. Lynch dumping it down low, too high and intercepted. Carter swings it ahead to Johnson. Layup rolls off. And Longs with the rebound. Boy, Benilde needed that one. Longs across to Lynch. Down low, Kiara Wheeler. Didn't realize how open she was. Back across for Longs for 3, no good. And nice hustle by Lynch as she takes that rebound away. Down low, Kiara Wheeler was fouled and will shoot free throws. And we'll see if this one will be on Williams or not. If so, she would be out. Nope. It's going to be Coleman picking it up. And so Wheeler will head to the free throw line. Short with that one. 15 points on the night here for Wheeler. Trying to get this second free throw to go here. And in and out with that one. So she's a little streaky at the line here. Misses those two, so stays 48-32 Cooper. Rachel Worrell's number 31 is into the game here for the Red Knights. Here's Whitfield pulling up and hitting a 2. So Whitfield's had a solid game for the Red Knights. 16 points for her now, but they still trail by 14. Timeout, Coach Buford on the Cooper side. They're right at this point here. I mean, the lead's still fairly comfortable at 14, especially with, you know, the way that Benilde's not been scoring at a high pace. They've been playing, you know, relatively deliberate, but you don't want to give a team a chance to come back in it right now, and you don't want, you know, to have sloppy plays or to have turnovers right now and kind of let them back in. So a good time out there. So Hawks basketball here as Longs will inbound. Benilde looking to come out a little bit and maybe trap. Pass too high for Tribble and taken away. Here comes Coleman. Coleman lost it off her leg, and it will be Cooper ball as the official spotted it. Look, that's what I was thinking it looked like. It had gone off her own leg, and that's true. See Benilde again coming with that trap. Tribble to Kiara Wheeler down low. Massaquoi open for a layup, and it's good. Boy, Cooper made him pay there for that pressure, and just a nice job of not panicking. You know, you double comes and just get rid of it, move it along to the next open player, and that's what happened. Wheeler, a lot of times, Kiara Wheeler is the recipient of those passes. That time she was the passer, and Massaquoi scores it. Williams with the ball out high there, looking inside. Now they will dump it in, and the layup missed, though, by Izzy Fleming. Lynch. They go inside. Massaquoi gathers herself. No good. Kiara Wheeler, another offensive rebound and putback. Just a rebounding machine for the Hawks, and they go up 52-34. Fleming trying to score with the left hand and does. Nice post move there. Her third bucket of this half. She has 8 points total, but it's still a long road back for BSM, down by 16. Kiara Wheeler down low to Massaquoi again. Fouled. Shot won't go, but Fleming will pick up the foul. Massaquoi, I think, surprised her by coming to the other side of the hoop here. As you see, it looked like she might go to the right side and bump from behind there. Cooper has done a nice job of kind of waiting until that double team comes and then getting rid of it. Massaquoi's free throw is good. Johnson and Nichols coming back in here for the Red Knights. Second free throw also good. So an 18-point lead here for Cooper. A little over 4 minutes to go. A ball lost there, and it's going to be an over and back violation on the Red Knights as Johnson just had it slip out of her hand. Lynch throwing it. Tribble has to track it down. And a near steal there. Tribble gets it back. Now Kiara Wheeler. They tried to draw the charge, but no go. Now Wheeler trying to dump it into Massaquoi. It's off a Benilde player's leg, and it will stay with Cooper here. Aja Wheeler getting set to inbound. Gets it back. Massaquoi right back out. Baseline, Kiara Wheeler. She'll shoot that jumper and hit. Not everything is right next to the basket. She's able to knock down that jumper. Boy, she's had a dynamite second half here for Cooper. The lead is 20, and Cooper is going to stay unbeaten in the Metro West and pick up win number 20 on the season. Looks like here's a drive, and looks like it's going to be a defensive foul apparently on Massaquoi. Another look. Now it looks like it'll be Coops who picks it up. And so Coleman will go to the free throw line here for BSM. And no good on the free throw. Oh, I was going to say, Coops wasn't even in the game. I thought he signaled 22, and that's what the PA announcer thought as well. Apparently it was Wheeler, not Coops, who picked up that last one. Yeah, Coops was thinking, how can I foul? I wasn't even in there. So Coleman gets 1 out of 2. Tribble now getting it over to Lynch. Coops a nice catch. Tribble drives and was fouled and hits the floor hard. Looks like she's all right. This will be on Lyons as she just got over there a little bit late and got their feet tangled. So Tribble will head to the free throw line here for Cooper. And right on the money with that one. She has 8 points.
Entering the game for the Hawks, number 20, Jada Newford.
Tribble's second free throw, no good, so the lead will stick at 20 here as we approach 2:50 to go here in the ball game. Cooper got a little mixed up defensively, but Carter not able to finish on the layup. Tribble. And it gets away there from Lynch, and her toe was on the sideline as she tried to recover it, so Benilde will get it back. Carter over to Lyons. She'll shoot that 3, no good. Tribble first there for the rebound. Coops will shoot it up from the baseline. Too strong with that. And Coops got it back, and then it went past Massaquoi, but good recovery there. And then that ball goes all the way through everyone. And it will be Red Knights basketball there as the pass kind of found its way through the whole crowd there. Fleming tried to reach for it, but didn't get it, apparently there. Megan Staples will come into the lineup for Benilde. And Kylie Nevels as well. Carter shoots it up, no good. And it's going to be Benilde ball. Massaquoi stepped on the baseline while trying to save that one. Rachel Worrell's back in there for Benilde. She was briefly in earlier. They look inside here for Staples and then back out. Right back to Staples as she reposts, turns and missed it. Coops the rebound, but then the outlet pass stolen. Knocked free and Tribble comes up with it. Massaquoi out ahead but couldn't catch it and just has to save it back in. Now into the front court to Coleman here. Down the stretch here, Cooper's not quite been able to blow them completely out, but Benilde's not really been able to make a push to get back in it either. We've just kind of stayed around this 16, 18, 20-point margin. Layup good there for Madison Johnson. And a timeout taken here by Cooper to make substitutions really is the reason for this one down the stretch here, as Coach Buford wanted to get subs in, and it wasn't a sure thing that this game situation was going to allow that. So Victasia Levy, number 24, will come in. And she'll be in there with Coops and also Autumn Johnson coming in for Cooper. Takeaway there, and putting on the brakes and scoring it is Johnson for the Red Knights. So 57-41 ball game. Drive here, and that shot partially blocked. And rebound try no good. Driving it here. Coleman stopped and bounced around. And back the other way, Johnson gets a hand on that, and she will get the steal here for Benilde. Jumper won't fall. Johnson runs it down for the Red Knights, gets it over, and Coleman's shot no good. Knocked away, and that is going to bring us to the end of tonight's contest. Jumper at the end will not go, and Cooper wins this one by a final score of 57-41. Hawks led it by 9 at halftime. And they end up pulling away. The lead was 20 for a little bit there, and then the Red Knights closed it up a little bit at the end. But Cooper, 20th win of the season. Again, they've got a couple more games at home later this week. Minneapolis South Thursday, and then a big one in the conference against Chanhassen coming up on Friday night. So we hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast here from Cooper as the Hawks win it over Benilde. 57-41 our final score. For all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Cooper High School.